Hi, I'm JD, and what we're going to be doing today is a radical equation. So if you would, well, let me first read it to you. It's the square root of x minus 2, that's all underneath the radical, plus x equals 4. So pause the video and see if you can try this one on your own. Alright. Notice that this is a radical equation, so what you want to do first is you want to isolate the radical. This right here and get it all by itself. So first what you want to do is subtract x from both sides. So when you do that, you have x minus 2 equals 4 minus x. You isolate the radical, so now to cancel out the radical, you have a square root here, so you want to uproot the root by squaring it. So when you square the square root, this cancels out, leaving you with x minus 2. On the other side, you're squaring this, so you have to FOIL. So it's a perfect square, so I'm just going to use the shortcut. 4 squared is 16. You multiply these two together, you get negative 4x, and then you multiply it by 2, you get negative 8x, and then that squared. So then you want to move everything over to the other side. When you do that, you're going to subtract x from both sides, and you're also going to add 2 to both sides. When you do that, this cancels out all of these. You're left with 0. You have a quadratic equation, right? You have a square, so you want to solve for 0. If it was just x, then you would just solve for x. But since this is an x squared, you have to put it in the quadratic form. So I'm going to rearrange this. X squared I'm going to put in front. Negative 8x minus x gives you minus 9x. 16 plus 2 is 18. Now, how would you factor this? Set up your parentheses. You trial and error, or you can do splitting middle term. When you do either of those methods, you get x minus 6, x minus 3. Notice that there's no number here, so it's 1, so that makes it really easy. So you ask yourself, okay, what times what will give me 18, and when added together gives me a negative 9? Well, negative 6 and negative 3. So that means you solve each of those for 0, right? You set 0 equals x minus 6 and 0 equals x minus 3. So x equals 3 or x equals 6. Now, it's possible in this situation one of them does not work. And the reason for that is because you're squaring. Since you're squaring, you're multiplying the solutions. So plug in each of these. If you plug in 6 into this, you have the square root of 6 minus 2 plus 6 equals 4 with a question mark. 6 minus 2 is 4 plus 6 equals 4. Square root of 4 is 2. I'm writing the answer. I'm moving ahead of myself. 8 equals 4. So that does not work. So x does not equal 6. What about the 3? Square root of 3 minus 2 plus 3 equals 4. 3 minus 2 is 1. And the square root of 1 is 1. So it's 1 plus 3 equals 4. and that is the solution. And that's it.